Hello everyone. Let's do a little show and tell. As many of you know, I make aluminum sculptures. Everything you see here, with the exception of the cases, is pop can, glue, and on the rare occasion, some pop bottle material. So basically we're looking at pop cans and glue and paint. I did categorize these to make it a little bit easier to display. We'll start here with one of my favorite shelves. These are items I made for my daughter. My daughter actually made the little baby grand piano. We worked on it together. This one is especially important. It has a very important meaning to my daughter and I. This down below is my figurine shelf. We have a lion and a dragon and a couple, well, 3 things from the Avengers, Optimus Prime, T-45. Down below, we have the Civic series of vehicles that I plan on expanding. Even further down, we have a hodgepodge of odd things, like the one in the back is very important. I made that for my mom years ago. They're flowers. Moving on, we have one of my favorite shelves. These are television and movie vehicles that I grew up with, right? The A-Team van, Ecto-1, DeLorean from Back to the Future, Dukes of Hazzards, Batmobiles. Once again, Dell's RV. My daughter has one. And while I was making hers, I made one for me. Christine from the movie, both for iterations. Other vehicles, Ferrari, Corvette, Buick Grand National with T-tops and interior, chopper, semi, you name it. There are more vehicles down there. The Quinjet from Marvel, the Avengers. Down here we have the industrial power equipment section, or industrial vehicles, I should say. Locomotives, excavators, fork trucks. Here we have Star Wars and space exploration type of vehicles, military vehicles, and aviation. The B-17 you see here is important because my grandfather flew in a B-17, and when he was in battle, he was struck in the neck by a piece of flak, and it was that very piece of flak that actually hit my grandfather. He was able to fully recover, but he was able to find that piece of flak when it bounced around the cabin and save it. And my grandfather passed on a number of years ago, and I keep it just to kind of cherish his memory. So that is pretty much my collection right now. This collection, I did the math. Each piece is on average 20 hours to build. I have 63 pieces, and that totals about 1,260 total hours of work on these things. That's about 52 days straight. Or to break it down to a more realistic understanding, 31 full-time weeks of work, which would be about 8 months. So if I were to go to a job or, sit down for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, it would have taken me about 8 months to build all of these. It's a pretty big part of my life, but I've done it over the course of 10 years. I do it in the evening when I'm watching movies. I sit at my computer and I'll put on a movie and I'll just craft. So it's not like I've let this encompass my entire life. I don't really go out and hang out too much, so I don't really want to sit here and just watch TV. So I kind of found a way to do something to fidget while I'm actually doing nothing. And I think the results are pretty cool. I'm very proud of this collection. It represents a lot of my childhood, a lot of my likes and interests. I won't say that this defines me, but this is the closest thing I have to defining me. There's a little bit of a lot of things within these sculptures. Like you say, the MRKH sculpture for my daughter, just that little shelf with those things for my kid defines so very much. The Walking Dead's been a huge part of our lives. The Avengers have been a huge part of my daughter's and I life. Other things, just the B-17 bomber, the flowers for my mother, all of these things have stories associated with them. They're more than just model kits. It's not like I just bought a model kit and slapped it together. I had to kind of pour my heart and soul into these things to the best of my ability. So, what you guys may see, just art. I think that this kind of defines me to a certain extent. Of course, no art can fully define us. But I'm just thankful that you guys take a few moments to watch this video and hopefully share it. And I don't know, just hopefully find a little bit of pleasure just looking at it. Thanks a lot. God bless. I appreciate you guys being part of my life.